All right, we're back. Your next witness, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Honor. I'll call Ms. Walker.
Ms. Walker, come on up to our witness stand. It's Erica Walker.
Yeah, go ahead. Can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah, that's right.
Let me get up that step.
Can't remember. Your Honor,
Yes.
an issue was just brought to my attention. Perhaps we need a brief sidebar.
Are you sure about that, Mr. McFarland? It's nothing you can't
Well-
tell on the record?
I think it's an ICWA issue, Your Honor.
Well, for my notes, we've had a denial in the petition, some kind of inquiry during the prelim in front of Judge Costello, but at our last pretrial, both parents definitively denied any Native American heritage. So if there are any indications of Native American heritage, I would encourage you to write them down and submit them in writing, because so far it's been confusing either way, and I'm beginning to worry that it's a side issue rather than allowing us to look at the issues that are in the petition.
That's Mr. Burke's client, so I'll let him deal with that, then, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Brooks, I'll trust you to investigate that and pass along any need for further inquiry into Native American heritage.
Thank the court for the opportunity and Mr. McFarland for raising it.
Great. Right, Ms. Walker has been sworn. You may proceed, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Honor. Okay, Ms. Walker. You are the mother of Melanie Walker?
Naming law.
Is it Hollis?
Yes.
Okay.
Volunteer.
I think we have that wrong on our documents. Judge, may I just inquire if the court has an order correcting that information? I believe I set one in.
I think there is one on, yes. There's no correcting identifying information entered July 2nd.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. And can you just confirm her date of birth?
12/31/2021.
21?
Yeah, 2021.
Okay, so it's not 2022?
No, it's 2021.
Okay.
It'll be 3 this year.
Okay, so I asked to confirm. Thank you. And Your Honor, that's correct on the order of identifying information.
There's an order correcting identifying information, name change from Melanie Walker to Melanie Hollis for the birth record. Let me go to it specifically to see if there's any additional information. Date of birth 12/31/22 is indicated on the order correcting identifying information.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's also 2021 at the bottom.
Okay. So I'll go through this to make sure we have it all correct. Okay.
So which is it, Your Honor?
2021.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Okay. And as we've established, Mr. Hollis is the child's legal father.
Yes.
Correct? Do you guys have any other children together?
No,
And from your report, how long have you guys been in a relationship?
I think about 8 years.
Okay. And is it, again, so that we have to look at the time this petition was filed, which was in June of 2024, okay? At that point in time, where were you living?
I was living in Morenci.
Okay. So still this county of Lenawee.
Mhm.
Sorry, was that a yes?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, that's all right. It's just really hard to transcribe that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you recall? So I'm going to take you back to April again, so kind of do the same thing we did with Mr. House, okay? So on April 15th of 2024, on or about that date, do you recall receiving a call from CPS or CPS trying to contact you about allegations that CPS received indicating there might have been like a physical altercation between you and Mr. Hollis and Melanie being present?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that date? What actually happened?
Well, nothing that he said that happened, but they said that Melanie was involved in one of our fights and she got shoved, and that's why they were there, or that's why they were trying to contact me or whatever. And I said that did not happen, because it didn't. And they said that they needed to meet with me. I told them.
Excuse me, ma'am, but could you speak up a little louder, please?
They said that they needed to meet with me and they needed to see Melanie. And I said, that's fine. I told them I was at the shelter. And that's when I told them I'd get back with them to set up something. And that's it. And then they were trying to meet me and I tried to meet them and that was it. And we never met up. We never met up or nothing because they never got back to me. So I just kind of, okay, well, I guess they don't want to meet me now or something. They just never got back to me. So I just didn't think anything was going to happen. I didn't think anything. I was like, well, I'll just let it go and see if they contact me, you know?
Okay.
And they never did.
Did
Until they took
you,
her.
do you recall maybe on or about April 18th, so a couple of days after that complaint was received, telling a CPS worker you wouldn't meet unless you talked with an attorney first?
Right.
Okay. And were you ever able to talk with an attorney?
I talked to an attorney and they told me that they would provide legal advocate for me to talk to if I wanted to CPS or whatever. And I said, okay. And then I told them a time and then that time didn't work for her. So then I said that I could meet her somewhere because
May I ask who the her is she's referring to?
Her name,
The worker you mean?
what's
You mean the
Brittany
worker?
Hill,
Thank you.
Brittany Hill, whatever. Yes, the CPS.
Okay, let me just help. The individual that you spoke with, is she in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Okay, and is she seated
Yes.
to my left? This is Miss Brittany Kelly.
Oh, Kelly's. I always say Hill.
So I kind of want to rewind. You said that you were at a shelter on or about April 18th.
Yes,
So after that CPS complaint came in, then you went to a shelter, or like within the next few days?
yeah.
Why did you go to a shelter?
Well, it was more about his family
Okay,
is why I ended up in the shelter. His family, I heard them talking and I didn't like what they were saying about me or about my kid. So I left and I went to the shelter for help to get away from it, to get away from his family mainly.
this isn't in the petition. Like I'm not trying to hold this against you whatsoever at all. I'm just trying to understand between Mr. Hollis's testimony and that statement. During that period of time, were there other individuals living in your home together?
Yes.
Okay, so can you help us understand who was like kind of all there?
Bill Hollis, he was living with us.
Is that Mr. Hollis's brother?
Yes.
Okay, so a brother.
Who else was there at the time? His son Billy here and there. Not very much, but here and there when he was around. And I think that was it. But I heard Bill talking about my baby, taking my baby, she'd be better off in the system, and it upset me. And I left because I didn't trust him.
And when you went to the shelter, did you file a PPO against Mr. Hollis?
A lot happened. Okay, this is what happened. I was venting to the lady at the shelter. Okay, I was just talking, normal talk about it, just the past, everything that went on in the past, whatever. Next thing I know, I was falling asleep in the middle of it. I wasn't even coherent for half of the PPO being made. Okay, I was falling asleep because I was so tired. And I wake up and she's still sitting there with the pen waiting for me to continue. And I have no idea why everything got put in that it did, because it was just venting, like I said, I was just talking about the past. It wasn't even about that day or recent. And next thing I know, she's slapping it in the PPO and had me sign it, and I was kind of out of it. So I didn't really understand what went on, really, to be honest. That's what happened.
Are you able to read?
Yes.
Okay, and I don't mean that to insult your intelligence, I just truly want to make sure. Okay, so Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
So this is the petition for the PPO that we've already discussed, okay?
Mhm.
Can you please read this page?
Yeah.
The top, starting with the top and then all the way down, please?
Out loud or just?
Yes.
Oh, man. Can't read this right. Really?
So let me take that back. Is that your handwriting?
No,
So that is not your handwriting?
no, it's not.
And do you recall the person who was helping you write this PPO?
I can't even remember her name at this time. Like I said, I was half out, like falling asleep in the middle of it. I mean, I can't even remember the lady's name, but it was somebody at the shelter, I can say that.
Okay, if you're able.
But no, that's not my hand. I try to read it if you
Sure,
want.
to the best of your ability.
Okay, Harold is abusive, controlling, and narcissist. Last night, Harold hit me on my back. He punched me in my right ear very hard. This was on the date of, so that 4/16 scribbled out, so 4/15. He had a salt shaker in his hand. He hit me with on my shoulder. Over the past 6 years, Harold has constantly physically abused me. He was choked me out. Previously, he has hit me in my chin so hard that it bruised,
Be left.
bruised, I guess.
Had it left a bruise? Does that look like what
I
it's?
guess.
Okay,
Yeah, probably. Harold gaslights me and makes me feel as though I'm crazy, I guess, that's what this says. He turns things back on me and makes me feel as though things that have happened are my fault. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time
that's okay.
reading it. I fear for the safety of myself and of my daughter, Melanie. I never know what he is going to do next. Please grant this PPO so we can stay safe. He has choked me and don't. I don't know what that says.
Maybe in front of her?
Is that what that says? In front of?
I would ask, no assistance with my client. She's asked to
That's-
read, that she just read what she can understand. or make out.
And I don't want her to experience this again.
Is that your signature?
It is my signature.
I know that you stated, I think here, I'll take it. I know that you stated that you were falling asleep during this.
Yes.
Why did you sign it?
She said that she was just gonna put the PPO is just something that will keep his family and him away from me for the time being, for as long. I could always get it dropped later, she said, if I wanted. And that's what she told me. That's all she said about it. I didn't read it. I was like just going on what she was saying. Cause I was kind of not, falling asleep in the middle of it. I mean, was I really okay to sign something? No, I wouldn't even let me sign something like that if I was falling asleep. Obviously I'm not okay to sign something, but so I was just trying to keep his family until I figured everything out and what was up. I was trying to keep his family mainly away from me because of the stuff that I heard them say. Is what I was trying to do, really.
Were any of those allegations that are in the PPO true?
No. It's not, actually.
Can I ask you to take your hands from your mouth so I can hear?
I'm sorry. No, it's not.
So on April 15th, there was no physical altercation in which he punched your right ear very hard.
No.
And he did not have a salt shaker in his hand that he hit you with on your shoulder.
No,
And I'm sorry, I lost my spot. Have you ever been in any physical altercations with Mr. Hollis? Whether you were the aggressor or he was the aggressor?
in the past, a long time ago.
Was there any police involvement in any of those incidents?
One time the police came for it, and that was when I pressed charges on him and later on dropped the charges.
Would that have been from maybe about March 2022?
Yeah, like I said, a long time ago.
Okay. When is the last time you think that you guys had a physical altercation?
Around that time, because we don't do that. He's a changed man. He's not that man no more. Since we had our baby, everything changed.
During, let's just say like April 18th until this was filed on June 20th of 2024. So for those 2 months, how would you describe your interactions with Miss Kelly or other individuals from the department?
I was like, what? I didn't talk to her until court.
Okay, did you
I tried to
ever,
meet up with her, but she didn't meet me. She didn't get back to me.
so you, did you have any phone contacts?
Just a couple texts to try to meet her.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
May.
Can you please read the,
Your Honor, my client needs to take a break, bathroom break. He took
I
a,
got one.
he took a water pill, whatever that is, and he needs a break.
Are you
Okay.
asking for a recess, or can we continue with the questioning as it relates to Ms.?
I'd say continue on. I'll fill him in.
That's fine.
well, just Your Honor, I would be agreeable to maybe a 5-minute recess just because of the contents of the information that the record may receive.
5-minute recess always ends up being 15.
Last time it was 20.
I say let's go.
Okay, that's, okay,
Okay.
all right. Ms. Walker, you can read the information that is kind of boxed in that red. You can start the date, just kind of read forward. Okay,
Oh, it's just the confusion. Yeah, this is, I have no idea what this is. Honestly, I remember.
Okay.
In the petition. Okay. Do I really have to read this out loud?
I don't know what you're, what
Can I
is,
ask which exhibit this is?
It's something about.
No, I'm asking the attorney for the agency which exhibit, so I can reference it.
Your Honor, it is included as the ISP. It would be the CPS report.
it's included in the petition files?
No, Your Honor,
Where would I find it?
the court would not have it at this point in time.
Okay, so.
It
is
would,
she-
at this point, I'm actually using it for impeachment.
So they're her
She can't, wait a
statements?
minute, she's called this witness on her own.
Yes.
Now she wants to impeach her own witness?
Your Honor, the statements that she made that she did not have contact with Miss Kelly, I think are false, and I would like for her to read the contents of the report and ask her if she recalls that contact.
All right, I guess that would be hearsay, number one, it's adjudication trial, we have Ms. Kelly here to testify.
Yes, if it's Ms. Kelly's statements, I think that it would constitute hearsay. If you have some questions for her about what she might have said specifically to Ms. Kelly, I would be happy to listen to that for impeachment purposes.
Yes.
But,
I renew
Here's
my
her.
objection that she's not been qualified as a hostile witness.
so this is Miss Kelly's recitation of her experiences with Miss Walker, right?
Your Honor, it would be a copy and paste of a text message to Miss Kelly's phone.
All right, so can you just ask her if she said a few of the things
Yes,
that you
Your Honor, I
want?
can definitely do that.
Because from here, it looks like it's, I don't know, half a page of 8-point
Yes.
font, single spaced text.
Okay, let me lay foundation too. I'm sorry, this was probably not the best way to do it, but, so you heard Mr. Hollis's testimony, correct?
Mhm.
You're here for that.
Say yes.
Yes, sorry.
And he stated that there was one day where Miss Kelly was at your house or his house and you drove by
Yes,
at some point in time. Do you recall what happened that day?
I drove by.
Okay. Do you recall if that was on or about May 21st of 2024?
I'm not sure what day it was, but
Okay. Do you recall after seeing Miss Kelly in the driveway, if you sent her a text message at all?
yes, because she wanted to meet with me.
Okay. And in that, did you text Miss Kelly stating that Harold lies about everything and that Harold is an abuser?
I might have said that because I was upset. So it's a lie, really, I was telling. Because I was mad.
Do you have feeling in your hands?
No, oh, well, sometimes I don't.
And did you text her and tell her that you had overheard everything that Mr. Hollis had said to her during that meeting?
I thought I did, I said, and she said, no, that was not said.
Okay, and did you tell her that there was a punch to the mouth and it was an accident?
I said that I thought I heard him say that to her. And I was saying it didn't happen. And she said that he did not say that.
Did you text her and tell her that you were, quote unquote, I'm all done with him, he's disgusting. And no, he's the psycho, he's a controlling freak, he's a
Yeah.
narcissist, and he's too much for me, I can't take it, all he wants to do is take my baby to hurt me, and that's it.
Yes, I did say that because I was upset. But I didn't really mean them things. Obviously, they're not true. When you get mad, you say a lot of things.
Did you say that he spanks your baby like a psycho, and you have to tell him it's enough?
I was just talking. I wasn't really meaning it. I was telling lies, really. Just saying things because I was upset at him. I wasn't telling the truth. So really, it's a lie. Everything in there that I said was a lie because I was upset with him. That's what I'm trying to tell you. None of it really happened.
Okay. So other than those messages, do you recall an incident on or about June 19th with law enforcement?
Can I ask if this is 2024?
Of 2024.
Yeah.
What do you recall about that incident?
It's a lie. I lied. I was upset.
Okay, so were you found in a ditch with your daughter?
I was not in a ditch.
Were you found at the side of a road with your daughter?
Not on the side of the road either. I was in the middle of a yard sitting up against a tree.
Okay,
Sitting in a.
With, up against a tree
Thank you.
with my baby. Cause I ran out of gas and I was trying to use my phone and I didn't have signal where I ran out of gas at. So instead of leaving my kid in the car, I took her out and I went to a house to try to use their Wi-Fi or whatever, get signal to get gas. And that's when the cops came.
did the cops explain to you why they were there?
My vehicle was in the parking lot at the whatever shed place where I ran out of gas. I was kind of in the driveway, at the end of the driveway, wherever the shed place was on 243. And I was only across the street at the house. I was sitting in the yard trying to get service.
Did you report to someone or to law enforcement that you were running away from Mr. Hollis?
I said that, I was upset at him. But it's all lies, like I said. It was a lie about it. Cause they didn't know why I'd be out there with my kid. And I just said that me and him got into an argument and I left. That's what I said. And next thing you know, it was assault and this and that. None of it's right.
And during that incident, did you say that you were trying to hide because he had drove by?
I thought he drove by, I said, I thought I seen his truck. Cause somebody dead stopped at my car in a truck and I thought it was his truck. And it wasn't. Couldn't find out. And it says right in the police report, I thought. Cause I wasn't sure.
Okay. And at that time, was the PPO, in your opinion, still valid against Mr. Hollis?
Yes,
And what was your level of contact with him during that period of time?
I didn't.
During that police incident, did you report to the police that you were still living with him?
My address was still there. I never changed my address
Okay.
even when I left.
Where were you staying?
I was staying in Morenci.
Okay, so you were no longer at the shelter.
No, I was staying with a friend, Jill, in Morenci at the time.
Okay. And so on that day, did you state that Mr. Hollis was standing in a door, wouldn't let
I said that, but it
Melanie
wasn't
go
true.
around him?
I just said it was all lies.
So, Ms. Walker, the problem, or,
I was upset with him is what it was.
but you hadn't spoke to him. Why were you upset with him?
Because I felt like he was trying to take my kid from me. Because he always threatened to. And I didn't want to lose her. I don't want to lose her.
Do you need a minute?
No, I'm just upset because I miss her badly. And I lied about him. Okay, because I was mad that he threatened to take her from me all the time. No, and that's a big fear of mine. I didn't hurt my kid in any way.
I'll give you a moment, okay? Sort of.
Yeah, I'm just.
Ms. Walker, during that period of time, were you under the influence of any substances?
No,
Do you have a history of any mental health conditions?
yes, I have bipolar, which I take meds for.
Okay.
I do take meds for it.
And are you still getting treatment like through a psychiatric doctor?
Yes.
Do you believe that you and Mr. Hollis are capable of safely parenting your child?
Yes. Yes. My baby does not get hurt by neither one of us. And if we get into an argument, she's never around us when we do argue. It's usually at night when she's in bed. Okay, we have our, differences. Who doesn't? What couple doesn't argue? Okay, but he usually goes out to the garage or goes out to the barn, and it stops. Or I leave to get away, to get it to stop, but we don't fight around my baby. My baby does not get pushed or shoved or hit in our fights at all. Okay, because it's not like that at all. It might, and what couple don't have arguments?
All right, I have no further questions of this witness, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Brooks, any questions?
I do not.
Mr. McFarland?
I do. There's an allegation in here that you picked up a pipe with an unknown substance in it and you took a hit from it. Do you have any knowledge of what that might be?
No,
That true at all?
no,
Now, you showed me that you were actively texting with Miss Kelly, correct?
yes.
Okay. Do you recall what your last text was to her and what day that was?
I don't know what day.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you need to take a look at the text on your phone to refresh your memory?
I can, yes.
If I might allow her to refresh your memory with that, Your Honor? Please go ahead and take a look. Don't tell us. I just want you to look at it. And is your phone here?
It's laying somewhere. Is it on that chair?
It's right here.
Okay.
Present to the bailiff. Asking you to refresh your memory on the date, okay? In approximate time if you can. Then when you're done, let me know.
Okay.
Don't tell us, just tell us when you have refreshed your memory with the date and the time.
Okay.
You refreshed your memory?
Yeah.
Okay, what was the date of your text with Miss Kelly?
May 22nd, 2024.
What was the last text that you can remember that you had with her?
I told her that I couldn't meet her at the office, but I could meet her somewhere with my daughter.
Approximately what time was that text?
3:19 p.m.
Did you ever hear back from her?
No,
Was there an earlier text on that same day that you told her that you would like to at least consult with an attorney?
yeah,
And what time was that approximately?
it was that morning sometime.
That's good enough. It was
It was that morning. I know
good
that.
enough. Okay. Did she ever get back with you after that last text?
No,
Yeah, you gotta listen to me first. Did she ever get back with you after that last text, trying to arrange for a visit between you and her?
no, she did not.
Is that the last text that you received from her?
Yep,
Thank you. You realize that you are under oath here today.
yes,
When you spoke to the police or Miss Kelly or anybody else, were you under oath to tell the truth?
I don't
Did
know.
anybody have you put your hand on the
No.
Bible and say tell the truth?
No,
You're telling us that you were lying there earlier and you already told us the reason why, correct?
yes,
There were some words that were used in that PPO. Can you tell us what narcissistic means? You know what it means?
no,
You use the word gaslighting. Can you tell me what the word gaslighting means?
I have no idea. Doesn't matter.
Well, did you actually read what you signed?
Not really.
Okay. So are you telling us today that what was on that? Did you tell the worker these things that you read in court today?
Some of it, not all of it.
Was it your understanding it was going to be filed with the court or not?
Not really. They slapped it all, whatever I said, or some of what I said, however word they want to put it in, and slapped it in the PPO. And had me sign it, that's it.
I think there was testimony that you, Mr. Hollis, or at least you appeared by Zoom to get that PPO removed. Is that correct?
Yes,
Did you testify? Were you sworn in on that day in court in front of the judge?
yes.
That was Judge Anzalone?
Judge Angelone dropped it, yes.
What reason did you tell Judge Anzalone under oath that she dropped it?
I told her that we would like to do family counseling and stuff together to better our family.
Were there any questions asked as to whether what was in there was the truth or not?
No,
Fair enough. Scroll down here. You said there was a domestic violence complaint and then an arrest of Mr. Hollis of something happened in 2022, correct?
Yes,
And then I think you testified that that case was dropped, right?
yes.
Were you in contact with a victim advocate on that case to drop the case?
No, I went and got charges dropped myself, just went and got them dropped.
And what was the reason that you got charges dropped?
Because he's not a violent person.
Oh, did the incident actually happen?
No, not everybody that was there was just saying things.
What was the allegation that he did back in 2022?
They said that he hit me,
How?
he punched me.
Where?
I'm not, I can't remember
Fine.
exactly what,
And did that actually happen?
no.
Do you have some kind of conversation with the police that started this?
Yeah, they came to our house because of his sister.
And did the prosecution, the prosecutor, did they object to you dropping the charges?
Nobody did.
Okay, fair enough. Is it true that, from my understanding, that there's some role that Mr. Hollis's family has played in these disputes that you've had with him?
Oh, yeah.
Well, why don't you give us a little history? Well, how is it that his family has had some involvement in these disputes?
His sister mainly, she don't like me. So she doesn't want me to have nothing. And she is always involved, always butting in, and she's the one that's actually saying stuff that ain't even going on when she's not even around. She don't even come over.
She threatened to report you?
Yes,
She threatened to report you about true stuff or made up stuff?
made up stuff.
Anything else you can tell us about the dynamics, which means the going on between his family and you?
They just don't like me.
Andy, why?
Not really, not really. So they're trying to take my kid from me is what they're doing on lies. And that is the truth.
It says here you use substances. I'm reading number 20 in the petition. Do you use anything except marijuana?
No, just marijuana.
You use marijuana to the extent that would impair your ability to take care of your daughter.
No, I do not.
It says here that may impair your parenting ability.
No, it does not. And I don't smoke like that. It's always at night. And it's only a little bit, not a lot, and everything's locked up too.
And there's a safety plan back in March of 2022. Do you remember that at all?
Yes, I do.
What was that plan?
The plan was that if we got into arguments or anything, Harold would leave the room or leave the house for it to not get worse or anything like that. And that's what he does. Still.
So you understand that this case was opened
No,
Do you have any idea what that means, what says you are not cooperative with services? They ask you anything other than meeting with her?
no,
The only correspondence with her asking to have an attorney available, or talk to an attorney and meeting with her at a later time that day, is that the only correspondence you had with her?
that's it.
And apparently you also, you told somebody some lies about Mr. Hollis. What day was that you told some lies because you thought he was gonna take your child?
Okay.
If you recall. Was it the same day you texted Miss Kelly or different?
I told her and others lies about him because I was mad at him that he, biggest fear.
Or anything, I know you had a chance to read the petition, you reviewed it with me, correct?
Yes,
Is there anything else that you want to tell us about this petition that you haven't said already?
it's just lies. People get mad at you and tell him just stories to hurt somebody. That's sad. And mostly his family's out to get my baby, so, and that's what they did. So, yeah, it's all lies.
Did you ever tell DHHS that you had been telling lies?
I didn't tell anybody until now that I told lies. Which I have. I admit that.
I have no further questions, but some other attorneys may have questions for you, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Underwood?
Ms. Walker, is it correct that there were 2 police reports from 2022?
I think so.
One of the instances was from February of 22, is that correct?
I think so.
Can you speak up, please?
I'm not sure what the dates are or anything, but probably, yeah.
So Melanie would have been born at that point, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. The other incident from August of 2022, you allege that Harold kicked you in the back and hit you in the head, is that correct?
yes,
And in that police report, you also indicated that Melanie was in your arms, is that correct?
yes,
And in that report, you were also the caller for that. You're the one that
Yes.
called the police, is that right?
yes.
Okay. Are you afraid of Mr. Hollis?
No,
Would your testimony be different if you weren't present?
no.
Are you in fear of your safety with Mr. Hollis?
No,
Do you feel like it's in Melanie's best interest to be in an environment with you and Mr. Hollis together?
yes,
Is Melanie safe in your care?
yes.
How is the court supposed to believe your statements when they're completely contradicting everything that you have told CPS and the police?
I lied, I was mad. Who doesn't? Okay? And that's all it was. I was mad. I was mad at him for threatening to take my kid. Who wouldn't be upset? Who wouldn't?
So
That's my
is he-
biggest fear.
should CPS be
But-
blamed? Should CPS be blamed for filing a petition with all of the allegations?
Well, no, they shouldn't be blamed. But I think they should have looked further into their investigation before taking somebody's kid.
Didn't they attempt to work with you in the investigation before taking the measures of filing a petition to remove her?
Yes, and I tried to meet with them and do what they wanted, and they still took her anyway.
Did CPS ask you to take a drug test?
Not yet. Want one? I'll give you one.
They didn't ask you to take a drug test at all during the course of their investigation?
They asked me, but I told them I already took one in the past and it was a clean one from CPS.
So then you were.
Why would I have to take another one just because somebody said I was on drugs when I already took a clean test for them?
So then you're stating that you refused?
So I told them, no, I'm not taking another one because I'm tired of I felt harassed by CPS.
So now that you admit that you've lied under oath, how is CPS supposed to believe anything you say?
Your Honor, I object. She didn't admit she lied under oath. She admits she lied in the past when she was not under oath.
May I rephrase? Since you have now stated today under oath that everything that you have said prior was a lie, how is CPS supposed to believe anything that you say?
Honestly, they should believe me because I lied about Harold Hollis. That's who I lied about. I didn't lie about my baby getting hurt nor nothing like that because she's never been hurt by neither one of us. And that is the truth. She's never had a bruise on her from us or anything wrong with her. No abuse, no nothing. Okay? The only one I lied about was him because I felt like he was trying to hurt me and take my kid.
No further questions. Thank you, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
Yes, just a couple of questions. Ms. Walker, you still have your phone on you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you still have like the message thread between you and Miss Kelly?
Yes.
Okay. Can you please open that up? Can you scroll to the first message, please?
First. Hold on. All right.
Does your phone show you the date and time of that first message?
Yeah, April 22nd.
At what time?
11:23 a.m.
Okay. And in that text message, is Miss Kelly letting you know she's out of the office and that she needs to meet with you and talk with you about the case and to see Melanie?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you respond?
When did I respond? Yeah. No, wasn't that on an email?
I'm just your phone threads, your
On text message or
Yes.
email? Because she emailed me too, so I think that was on email.
Does your text message on your phone that you just read or that you just noted that came in on April 22nd, 11:23 a.m.
Okay.
Did Miss Kelly let you know that she needed to talk with you about the case and to see Melanie?
Okay, yes, yes.
And when did you respond?
April 23rd, 10:12 a.m.
Okay. And did you exchange messages with Miss Kelly to meet the next day? So that would have been April 24th.
Yes.
And did you guys agree at 1:00 p.m.?
Yes.
Then what happened on April 24th, according to your text message to her?
I had to cancel
Why?
because she had a doctor's appointment I forgot about.
What is your
May I
text
ask who the
message?
she is?
I don't think I told her what I was doing. I just said that I couldn't make it at that time, that I had to reschedule.
You have a text message to Miss Kelly on Wednesday, April 24th?
Or can I just get a clarification on who the she was? I think I presume, but I want to make sure.
What I said, Melanie had a doctor's
Thank you.
appointment. And that's why I couldn't make it.
Is that what your text message just says to Miss Kelly?
I said I can't meet today because I had a family emergency, but I was taking her to the doctor.
Okay, so in fact, there was a date,
Emergency.
there was a time that was scheduled on April 24th of 2024 to have a visit with Miss Kelly, and then you canceled it.
Yes,
And did Miss Kelly ask on April 24th when you would be back?
yes.
Did you reply to her?
Not until the Friday, I guess. It is, or is it, unless I talked to her on the phone.
But on your text messages, did you reply to her?
I'm saying, yeah, there's a text here. But I think I talked to her on the phone
Okay.
and made an appointment.
And in your text messages on April 26th, did Miss Kelly reach back out to you to see if you were available for a meeting soon?
And I said, yes.
Okay. And did she tell you that either today, which would have been a Friday, or first thing Monday would
Yes.
work? And did you agree to Monday?
Yes.
Okay. And then on Monday morning, did you set a time
I'm
to meet
sorry.
with her? Did you set a time to meet with Miss Kelly on Monday morning?
I said Monday would be better. And then what time? 11. Okay, I'll see you at 11, she said. Where would you like to meet? And that was before the PPO was made. I said at Harold's.
So you wanted to meet at Harold's, and that was on April 29th.
Because Harold called me and told me they were there.
Okay. On May 15th. When is the next text message on your end between you two after that exchange?
May 15th. I'm sorry, May 15th, maybe.
Okay. And does Miss Kelly reach back out and ask if you have free time to talk about some things that happened the week before?
For a family team meeting is what she wanted to reach out, and then I said, no, I don't. And then she said, there's not a day that, I was going through a lot, dealing with a lot at this time when she wanted to meet. And I was just trying to fit her in, but I didn't know where to fit her in at, because I was trying to take care of a place to stay and this and that, you know. I had just back-to-back things, and I was trying, and then I wanted to talk to a lawyer, make sure it was good. And then I could meet her, you know, and then I had no problem meeting her. But with everything going on and me thinking Harold's trying to take my kid at this time, I was scared, and I wanted to talk to a lawyer first. That's all that was. That's why it took me so long, but I did message her and tried to meet her in the end.
Okay, because what is the next day after May 15th that you message her?
Next day. That was when I drove by and seen her at Harold's, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, and you reach out to her and you tell her your side of the story. We kind of went through that text message thing.
Yeah, we already went.
Okay. And did Miss Kelly tell you that, and I believe you already testified to this, that Harold had not said anything that you
didn't
had
believe
addressed? And did she also let you know that you wouldn't need a lawyer to talk with her? She just wanted to talk with you about how to move forward and services that the department wants to provide.
To be honest, I don't trust anybody, so yeah, that's why I wanted to talk to a lawyer.
But did she say that in that text message to you?
Yeah,
Okay, and then did she also state in the same day that she's been trying to have a family team meeting with you and Harold, that she's called you several times and hasn't heard anything from you, and that what you're saying doesn't make sense to her?
I was waiting on the shelter for an advocate, and they kept saying, well, we can meet up this day, or we can meet up this day to CPS, and they were telling me a time and a day. I was going by what they were saying. And I was waiting for an available advocate, a legal advocate, to meet with CPS. So they told me a time and day.
And did you reply back to her on May 21st that Harold wouldn't let you meet with her?
Harold
That's
said
right.
that she couldn't come there. I would have to meet her somewhere else.
Okay,
Excuse me, Your Honor, are we going anywhere with this?
Your Honor, if relevance is the objection, I think.
Sure. Let's.
Okay. Ms. Walker has provided testimony that she had attempted to meet with the department, and the statutory grounds for this petition are because the parents did not comply with the voluntary services. So unfortunately, I have to go through this line of questioning because she's already testified that she made attempts to meet with the department when that's not true.
It is true, because I told her.
Hang on a second, please. There's an objection. I have to make a ruling.
Okay.
Any further objection, Mr. Brooks?
No.
Very well. So overall, you may proceed.
Okay. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Recross, gentlemen?
Yes. When the attorney for the agency just now was asking you questions about your text, you indicated that you had talked on phone and by email you corresponded with the worker. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is there anything that's important from your telephone calls to the worker or the emails to the worker that you'd like the court to know?
No.
Do you need to take a look at those emails to make sure? And to refresh your memory?
What I don't get.
I'm asking you, you think you need to take a look at those emails to make sure there's nothing that might affect what your testimony was? Not asking you to look now, I'm just asking you think you need to look.
No.
Okay. Is there anything about those telephone conversations with the worker or the emails that's important for this court to know?
No.
Did I hear you correctly that when you told the worker that you wanted to have an attorney, is it true that she told you back, here's to be legal advice that you don't need an attorney? Is that what I hear? I'm hearing?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Ms. Underwood?
Yes, Ms. Walker, I'm referring to number 11 on the petition. It indicates on 5/9/24, the CPS worker spoke with Erica to explain a meeting was necessary to address safety concerns and services available for the family. Erica declined, reporting she was aware of services. She also reported that she was living at the family home with Melanie and Harold. Harold could be heard in the background. Do you remember that conversation with CPS?
No.
Okay. So you don't remember CPS asking to address safety concerns?
I talked to a CPS one time, and that was before the PPO, before I left. That was at the house with Harold on the porch. And that's when she was talking to me about the safety things. And I told her, I already been through this with CPS, which I have in the past, and we still do the things that we went through with CPS or on that safety plan. We do the same stuff. And I said it was not necessary to go through it with me because we've already been through it with CPS in the past, that we already know what to do. And I told her that it was all bull crap because we know already, which we do.
Thank you for confirming that. No further questions.
Mr. Brooks, any cross?
No.
Thank you for your testimony. You may return to your seat.
Right.
All right, I hate to do this, but we're gonna do a brief recess for approximately, try to make it 10 minutes at the most. Get back on.